Friends, many of you think that money is a very important asset. Money, some of them think that money is an important liability. Some keep it very dearer to their heart. Some spend generously. So every different perspective is there. But at the end of the day, whether your house kitchen runs or not, that's the major question. And I am referring to the kitchen. That means your food, the food you provide to you, the food you provide to your family, to your wife, to your parents, to your children, whether that is satisfying or not. If that is not satisfying, that means there is something which you need to look upon. And that's where the mistakes and the blunders which happens, and which makes the person to go into debt, and that makes a financial illiterate also. And that is the main problem where one cannot achieve financial freedom. And in this video, I will be sharing with you top 10 financial blunders which every middle career professional commits. And you can be, you I think you might be one of them, or you are thinking how not to commit these blunders. So don't worry about this video is for all of us. And there will be a small tip I will be giving at the end of each blunder, so that you can make a note and apply in your life, so that you don't make those financial blunders which majority of people have done. So let's move on to the first financial blunder. The first financial blunder is mixing insurance with investment. Now, there has been a research where people have been investing a lot in insurance, and the reason why they have been investing in insurance, the reason why they've been asked and what is the answer they're given, is that they wanted the bonus which the insurance companies give. And at that point of time, the bonus is very high compared to the other investment products which are available in the market. But over the course of the time, insurance products have been giving less bonuses, and that's the reason people are now moving away. But majority of the people are now still buying that option of mixing insurance and investment. Thing to ponder: insurance you are buying, is it for your protection or is it for your investment? If it is for protection, then don't mix with investment. Take a plain vanilla term insurance. Now, when you're thinking of investment, yeah, but at what age? That age is very important. And at that point of age only you can take it. So it has to be done with a lot of research. It has to be done with a lot of analysis, and it might be a debatable point also. Many of people might not agree why you're combining insurance. But no, I'm not saying that, because some of the age group needs a plain vanilla term insurance plan, and some of the age group needs insurance plus investment as well. So that's very, very important aspect. So it's not a financial blunder, I would say, but majority of people just having that one particular instrument and just going ahead and achieving their retirement goals or everything what they are saying, that is the financial blunder which I'm talking about. Yeah. Now let's move to the second financial blunder. The second financial blunder is credit card. Now, credit card is a big debt creator. How many of you believe that credit card, if it had been you will always fall in debt? And I'm sure that many of people have fallen in debt. Now, let me share you a very good aspect of credit card. Do you know that it gives you 30 to 45 days period, leverage period, where you have to pay your bill? That means if you're taking money today or doing some transactions on online sites, say on 29th of December, that means it is giving you 30 to 45 days another to pay you back. Now that is the leverage which you need to work on, because that's the way where you can invest that particular amount of money which you have already sold or already given. You can put in some instrument which can give you either 2 to 3%, but that's okay. 200 or 300 rupees, okay. But what I said at the first thing, I've said whether it is satisfying your kitchen. Your house kitchen is very important. Your house food, roti kapda makan, this is very important. When that is satisfying, that means your everything is taken care of. So always believe in this, and always look for some instruments which give you more returns, slightly returns I'm talking about, with risk involved in that. But let's analysis and then go for it. Okay, but credit card is a very good option. Go for it, I would suggest. But take a help of professional financial advisor, or be in coaching with me where I can teach you how to use credit card, because I have been in the finance sector for about 15 years, And I've been using credit card for many times for about 10 years to 11 years. Now, recently I've stopped that because of my priorities got changed. But now again, I will be shifting to credit card in the next year. So that is another video where I'll be sharing you my personal financial resolutions, which you can take inspire and take note. Yeah. So the third mistake, the third financial blunder is get rich quick scheme. Now, how many of people would think that get rich quick scheme is the fastest way to earn money and be financially literate and achieve financial freedom? Yeah, but that's a wrong, my dear friend. Remember one thing, there's no free lunch in this world, no free lunch. So the people who are promising you that they will be given 10, 20, 30, 30, 40, 40, 50, 60%, don't believe in that. First, do your research, get along with that, get along with your financial advisor and check that what exactly is the problem and whether they are providing you in the right way or not. Now, remember one thing, there's a difference between a gambler and an investor. A gambler, what he does, he gambles everything. Whatever he has is gambling. He has his hard-earned money, or whatever money he has, he just invests in gambling. But an investor does his research, does his analysis, plan his financial goals, and then he invests. So that's the basic difference. And you need to ask yourself whether you're a gambler or you're an investor. I would suggest that you be an investor, not be a gambler, because gambler's life is very short. He will never earn. He will earn, that was sure, but he will lose the same amount of money because the greediness is always there. But as an investor, greediness will become because you are going as per your financial goals. Now, the fifth financial blunder, that's the fourth financial blunder, which gives me is the compounding. Now, that is why I linked with this third and fourth financial blunder. Now, Get Rich Quick scheme was a very good scheme. Yeah, many people have invested, many people lost the money. But have you understand the power of compounding? I'm sure many of people have experience and many of people have not experienced also. But the people, those people who have not experienced, go for it. The power of compounding is a fabulous component where you can earn a lot of money in a very rightful and beautiful manner. Because a drop of water makes an ocean. That's where the drop of a rupee makes you a great investor, make you achieve financial freedom. The problem is that people doesn't understand the simple concept, and that's where the problem lies, and that's where the debt comes. And this is the financial blunder which people commit. The power of compounding is a powerful tool which nobody have ever done that. The great investor Warren Buffett himself does the compounding effort. He does believe in power of compounding. Then why you and me as a powerful investor can't do that? It's a simple thing. We need to understand that. Okay, so this is the financial blunder which we mix. Now, the fifth point, which give me to the fifth point, is buying stocks or social media tips. So I am laughing. That means you are also laughing because you are one of them, I guess, might be invested in stocks based on tips. My dear friend, don't make that mistake. If you're done, stay away from that. Take out your money, but again, don't invest. The problem is that people just believe on what others say in TV or social media or YouTube channel and everything, and just go blindly invest in that. The problem lies there itself. When you go blindly and invest in stocks directly, that's where the problem starts, and that's where the blunder has happened. The second blunder that it happened is that you lose all money when the stocks doesn't give you the kind of return what you want. And that particular person who has suggested stock, he might have exited stock in a very, very good time, and he might have got money as well, or probably he might have lost also. But for him, it's a small loss, but for you, it's a big loss because you invested your hard-earned money. So don't get carried away with all this WhatsApp university tips or social media tips. Invest in this stock, invest in. No, do your research. Stick with a stock market advisor. Take his consultation, paid consultations, I would say, and get his unbiased advice so that you can not make the mistakes. Now, the sixth point which comes me to is that not able to understand between needs and wants. But as a simple example, I would like to share with you, and this I've been sharing with my client as well. And one of my client was saying that he got into debt, and the main reason was his car. The reason car, I asked that why car? Because other assets, normally people get into debt by buying a house or by selling the gold and everything. But car, he brought a very high-ended car of a big brand for about like 70 to 80 lakhs. And 80% he took on a loan. 40 to 50% was paid by the bank, as well as the 30% was taken by his personal loan, and the rest 10-20% paid by cash. And that's where the financial blunders happen. He lose all the money. The car, as soon as stepped from the showroom, he has used that car for literally, in a span of 5 years, just 10 times. And it has not ran even 10,000 kilometers. Can you imagine that? The car, which is valued at 80 lakhs, paying with all his money, lying it in his garage or lying is in his society, and thinking that the car will give him good returns. But hey, this is very important thing. So don't make this mistake of investing in car. Remember one thing: you can invest in car no matter what, but there are ways where you can get that car free of cost as well. So that is why I say plan your financial goals, keep your car as a financial goal and work towards it. Invest to SIPs, invest to other mutual funds, or invest to other assets as well, where they can give you good returns. And when you reach that particular target of so and so, like 40-50 lakhs, just reimburse it and get your car. But remember one thing: don't buy your car with loan. And even if you're thinking of buying loan, because if it is an urgent, like I said, is a need or want, you have to decide. If it is a need, that means you have to get to that point, you have to do with everything. So a need means you have to get to it, but that time you have to finance your car with 60% of your cash or credit, what you ever have, and the 40% should be on loan. Okay. Which brings me to the seventh blunder, that is buying just at a discount. Now, many discounts were there in Diwali on cars and everything, and right now, as of now, Amazon and Flipkart is showing so many discounts. But are you the one of the person who just see in the website and just got the discount and just buy it? I'm sure many of them, and the majority of people, are doing that freely. So no worries about that. There is a point wherein people think that the value of the product is doesn't care. The value of the money what I am paying is very, very important. So that time people doesn't care what is the product. That time people just care what is the cost of that product. So remember one thing: don't go for that kind of things. You understand, again, go back to the need and want. If you want, you can just DM me. I will share you a particular list where you can just segregate between your needs and want, and thereby you can analyze your need and want, and you can decide whether this particular product is a need or want. If it's a need, just buy it, don't worry about it. But if you want, keep it aside just for around 10 to 5 years and just get it done. Now the eighth blunder, which is a no medical insurance. Now I am pointing to these people, the middle career professionals, who are having corporate insurance, corporate medical insurance, but they don't have medical insurance, they are personal. That's where the problem lies. They think that mere 4 to 5 lakhs is enough for them. The problem is that when you leave the company will not give you anything. The premium just stops, the benefits just stop. The second thing is that the insurance cover is very less, because they are getting in a huge bulk installments, and that is why they're getting very low premium. But they can do it a very certain extent only. They can't do it, they can't go more beyond, because if they go, they have to spend from their own pocket. That's the problem of the company. So you have to understand from that perspective as well, and you have to save yourself from all these calamities like Omicron or COVID or anything, right? So remember one thing, that you have to take an extra insurance of 5 to 10 lakhs along with your 4 lakhs. That means your total of 15 lakhs will be there, and that will be a very good amount. And keep on every year just analyzing what kind of insurance you are having, what kind of lifestyle you are changing, or what kind of lifestyle diseases you are having. Just thinking about that and increase your life cover. Which brings me to the next ninth blunder, is no emergency fund. How many of you people thinks that pandemic has shown that actually many people have been not having cash as an emergency? But do you think that cash is the king still at this age? I would say that cash is the king still. Remember one thing: if you go out and just pay 10 rupees, will that particular shopkeeper takes that? No, bhaiya, I will only take 10 rupees in cash. That means still cash is prevalent. That means cash will be there till the extent RBI prints that currency, and till the extent when the government of India says that currency should be there. So remember one thing: currency will be there, and it will be going on. But the problem is that you're not able to create an emergency fund. That's very important. Pandemic has shown that if you don't have emergency fund, you're gone for toss. You will never have money for your basic needs even as well, and then you will then you will poke your nose on the investments which you have already done. You will take that money and put it in your emergency fund, and that's where the financial blunder has occurred. So don't commit that mistake. Start with small. Like I said, every drop makes an ocean. So every 500 rupees will make that particular goal of emergency fund a big fund. And at that point of whenever you need, you will get back. I will share you my one client story. My client was very perfect, everything. The problem was that he was not having an emergency fund. When he came into my coaching and when I suggested him to create an emergency fund, that time he was a debt of around 10 lakhs. And he was not having any money because his needs and expenses were very high and his income was very low. So he was not able to save. But at that point in time, when I suggested him, he saved 500 rupees. And today, after 10 years, he was not using any emergency fund. He have been increasing the emergency fund every monthly by 1%, 2%, or 5%, as and when he got bulk amount. And at the 10th year, his daughter was admitted in hospital. And that's where this emergency fund came into use. Not the medical insurance. Medical insurance came just a small part, but the rest part came from the emergency fund. So that is very important. And the 10th and the last financial blunder, which I'm going to share with you, is have a paid financial advisor. How many of you think that by paying a small fees to a financial advisor will take a lot of your stress? Yeah. And I'm sure that research shows that over 80% of people are problem facing because due to financial stress, not any other stress. And that is the problem. Your emotional, your relationship, your happiness, every stress goes into toss. And that's where your problem comes into place. So don't do that mistake. Keep a paid financial advisor for lifetime, till the time you want to achieve your financial freedom, or till you want to achieve your financial goals. Anything what you achieve, you want to do with your money, have a paid financial advisor so that he can act you as an helper. And I would like to end with the story of a Sarthak. And in Mahabharata, Krishna was there. He was the one who was running the chariot of Arjun. And whenever Arjun was having doubt, Krishna used to pacify him. Krishna used to console him. Krishna used to suggest him the ways, the ideas, and everything. Don't you think that advisor in your life is your Sarthak? And you are the Arjuna of your family. You are the one who is steering the chariot of your personal finance to achieve that goal of financial freedom, to achieve that goal of financial goals, to achieve that goal of your dream goals, whatever you want. Don't you think that this could be the Sarthak who might be in your lifeline? Yeah. With this, I want to end this video. Hope this blunders will make you aware of what kind of blunders people are making. And if you're one of the one who are committed one of the blunders, don't worry about that. All the tips I've shared with each of the blunders. And still, if you're having any doubt, you want clarification, just DM me, click on book a discovery call session with me. I will be with you with 60 minutes when I will share with you each and everything what you want to achieve with respect to your financial goals. See you next time in the next video. But do subscribe and like and follow me as well, so that you will get every follow-up on this course. Thank you so much. Have a great day.